It's rare. Who's there? It's rare. Come fill your time. This pot's for all. From the Finger Lakes, join in the call. Learn something new about the Cuca Trail. Upstate New York, every episode I tell. Who's there? It's rare. Who's there? It's rare. It's rare.
A little bit, okay?
All right. Well, here we go. This is my second day out of quarantine.
Okay.
I'm inside talking to you guys over video still.
Morning.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing great.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Jesse almost got a full night's sleep.
Almost. It was close. So what's it like to be free, Phil? What was it like to spread your wings?
It wasn't so much a spreading of wings as it was like a baby deer learning to walk again. I swear to God, this was the first time in 2 weeks that I put shoes on.
Stop it.
And no, yeah, because I've been stuck inside for 2 weeks, so I put shoes on and I went outside to go to the car and get stuff or something, and I was like, "This is what walking feels like." This is so. And with shoes on, I was trying to balance. I thought I was gonna fall over. If anybody thinks they want to take a shot at me, if anybody wants a shot at the title, get me in the next week or two before I get my strength back, because there is nothing worse than sitting inside for 2 weeks. I'll tell you that much.
That's awful.
And I got a sun. I don't know if you can see it on there, and the camera doesn't really pick it up, but I got a sunburn.
I don't see it. Well,
I don't think
you have to wear sunblock,
Just
bud.
On
your head.
I haven't had to wear sunblock since last summer. This was my first, this was my first time this year really being outside and being here.
You're welcome.
So yeah, it was good.
And you have Hawkeye back.
And I have my dog back.
What was that like when Hawkeye saw you? Like, you left me for so long.
Yeah, he's just been following me around. He follows me right around. I went and walked around the yard at my dad's house when I was picking him up, and he just followed me around the yard. He never does that.
I was going to say, did he do that before?
No.
Okay. That's
awesome.
awesome.
Leave me alone.
Reunited, and it feels so good. You should take a lot of pictures.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, he's excited.
we got to get
He hears you.
Hawkeye on the show. That's what we need. We need to
Yeah,
get
right?
his own little doggy camera.
We need the doggy cam.
Yeah.
Let me get the studio cleaned up a little bit first, and then we'll get the dog on.
Yeah, there we go.
Boy.
There's a reason that there's a door behind me.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh boy. Are you not? Oh, so you're you're not in your kitchen then, like you were. I didn't even notice that.
Oh no, I'm in my living room.
Or
I think I've always been in my living room.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just remember when you were painting, I could see like your kitchen behind you and everything, right?
No, it looked like a kitchen, but that was my living room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh God. Sorry, Phil.
No, I've got a workbench here because I didn't have any place else to keep a workbench, so it's in my living room.
Gotcha.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So what's a big plan for the rest of the week then?
Well, I don't know.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
We all get to hang out with you again. That's gonna be exciting.
From 6 feet apart.
It's gonna be what? Oh yeah, 6 feet. Yeah, 6 feet.
Did you say exciting?
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
I think so.
It's going to be interesting.
To see
I
us
want to say
all again.
exciting. Yeah, it's going to be. We're going to get drunk. We're going to talk about stupid stuff like usual. Yeah, it's going to be.
I'll tell you what happened the day before. So my release from my quarantine didn't go quite as I thought. I was going to be out the door at 6 a.m. and hiking, and then on my way to get the dog and stuff. And I didn't get out the door till 11 because, man, the night before, there's a band I really like called Gaelic Storm.
Oh yeah.
And they had a live show that they came on with, and I didn't expect it. I didn't think that they had a live show coming on. Sweet. And when I got there, they said, "Oh, hey, everybody! Actually, instead of watching this on Facebook Live, go to the Zoom pub." we've got a happy hour going on at the Zoom pub.
Oh, nice.
So what they do is when they do their, I didn't know this, when they do their shows, they have a Zoom meeting. Somebody streams the Facebook Live onto the Zoom meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody just sits around and bullshits and has drinks. So I finished off a bottle of whiskey that I didn't think I was going to finish off.
You challenged yourself.
And I had some Lafroig too. So
There you go.
Some Lafroig, and I had some Barrington Distillers bourbon, and I finished it off.
Oh my gosh.
You finished off the Barrington Distillers bourbon? Oh,
Yeah.
oh no.
So I was a little bit slower the next day.
Yeah.
I bet.
I took some ibuprofen.
That's 95 proof bourbon, man. That's a
No
that's a
joke.
whack. Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect to drink it.
It just happens.
And what happened was I said, okay, well, if I'm going to watch Gaelic Storm, I'd have a drink.
Mhm.
So I poured a drink, just a little bit of whiskey in the cup, and I was like, this will be fine. And then I found out about the Zoom meeting, and then you get kind of talking to people, and it kind of starts to feel almost normal for a second.
Yeah.
And you pour a little bit more. So
Social drinking over the internet.
It's the new norm.
that's what gets you every time.
That's an alcoholic's dream. They're like, you know what?
I've never done it.
I don't have to
it.
drive anywhere. I don't have to walk anywhere.
I like people though. I like being around people, but this is the closest thing we can get, I guess. Yeah. So what are you doing for the rest of the week?
I don't know.
All right. Well, it sounds like
I'm gonna go do some target practice, hopefully at some point, and I'm gonna have. I just sent out an email asking that our board of directors for the Friends of the Outlet have our first meeting on Wednesday, just kind of an informal thing. So I don't know. It's not going to be like a regular meeting, but just to kind of get everybody on the same page since we haven't all been together.
it's a good idea.
I don't know. I'm going to learn how to walk again.
Good luck.
So we never heard like what your. So now that you're the president of something, what's your what's your campaign? What's your message? Like, what are you trying to do as president?
Yes.
I want as the people. I want to know.
Good question. I love this question.
Yeah.
It's tricky with it's tricky.
It's a good start there, bud.
That's the
He's a politician.
that's my campaign song. It's tricky. Anyway, it's time to rock around, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to keep going with the mission that we've been doing. I mean, I don't think a whole lot's gonna change, other than the faces and everybody that's seen what has been happening with the outlet trail for the past few years, I can only hope to be able to do half of that. And I'm going to keep carrying on supporting what the board wants to do, because that's how it's all gotten done, is from ideas from the board and from the volunteers. And the big thing is just supporting the volunteers, because they're awesome.
Have you ever asked your people what they're looking for on the outlet trail?
Which people?
Your people.
The answer is yes.
The people that utilize the trail. I know that we always want music or something on the trail. I popped down to the wine bar yesterday. I had to pick up some stuff, and I saw these two guys just playing music randomly, like right out, not in front of the wine bar, but like past the wine bar. And then I saw them move on over to in front of like the Penny Inn Diner. Did you guys come across these people at all? I thought it was kind of neat. I was like, oh, sweet, live music. That's awesome. There wasn't a lot of people just hanging out. But yeah, that'd be, I don't know how feasible it is nowadays, but I miss live music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really want to do that. And I think that we do have one of the few places where that's maybe feasible, because we can spread out quite a bit there. It's really tough right now for any organization, right, especially where the events that we've done on the trail have been really good for getting awareness and letting people know that there is a volunteer organization behind the trail, and it's not just a trail that just magically appears there. But right now, I those aren't what sustain us. Those aren't where we get our money from.
Is it still going to be a marathon on there or a 5K?
Well, the hope is that there will be a half marathon and 10K. I'm not 100% sure what it looks like right now because the situation is evolving, and we're going to have to keep looking at that. But as far as in-person events, I haven't scheduled any new ones other than a couple of events with the library and having them come down and just do some reading in public.
That's a great idea. So we finally were able to pick up books from the library, it's a really good idea. You call, you reserve, then they call you, and then you come and pick them up right outside. Like, put it like on a desk where you usually would walk in. So Portia finally got to pick up some more library books. So that's pretty sweet.
So that's one of her favorite things.
Yeah. Well, she hasn't. Yeah, like you miss reading. Reading's so important, especially to the youngsters and for the older people. But I wanted to just jump back a little bit.
And everybody that's in between ages.
I had this couple stop by at the wine bar. They were staying at some Airbnb somewhere, and they were saying they wanted to jump on the Watkins Glen Trail. And they were like, it sounds like it's very confusing, or they're doing something down there, right? And I'm like, you should just stop at the outlet trail. It's right behind us, and it's easy, and you don't have to do one way and go one way. It's really, so I was talking it up, and they came by the next day too, and they were a lot of fun. They're a good couple. Yeah, from Jersey. Oh, there's Portia. There she is. There's my mini-me.
Yeah, there's a kayak rental place that always gives out, and they do bicycle rentals, and they always give out our trail guides whenever people rent bikes and want to ride on the trail.
I didn't know they rented out bikes. I didn't know they rented out bikes. I just thought they just did kayaks. So that's a really good thing too.
Oh yeah, it is, especially being right down by you. But they do a good job, and they called me last week again for the second time to get restocked with trail guides this year because the trail has been packed with people nonstop.
Wow.
Ever since it started to get nice out. Because if you're not going to work, or if you can't go to the bar, or you can't do recreation someplace, you're gonna find something to do, and the trail has been, as I kind of predicted, has been a big outlet for those people.
Who maintains it? Like, whose job is it to like keep all the weeds and brush back and keep it all cleaned up?
Well, that's a slightly complicated answer. Is that the portion of it that you see when you're in town? That part is done by the Village of Penn Yan, and they've been doing a really good job this year, I think, as far as the things that I've seen of keeping it up and doing some new improvements down there. And then the rest of it, everything outside the village, is the responsibility of Friends of the Outlet, which is our nonprofit. So all of that is supported mostly, our membership. You can be a member for $20 on up. That money goes into the gas tanks on the lawnmowers, and then our volunteers come down and they mow 5 miles of trail, and it's pretty awesome. They've never asked for anything. They specifically don't want anything. Every time I offer, oh hey, what if we got you this, or what if we recognize you somehow, they're like, no, we just want to mow. Or we just want to go down and build stuff, or put in a new railing. They just want it to be awesome. I actually, yesterday, the second place that I went after getting out of my quarantine was to the trail. It was going to be my first place, but I had to stop and pick up dog food and stuff. And I went down to the trail to check out all the improvements that I knew that our volunteers had been doing, because I've seen a few pictures, and I wanted to go see it in person and kind of see what we thought the next steps were going to be. And they were down there. There were guys down there. They'd been working all day.
Wow.
And they had machines, and they were getting work done that we thought was going to cost us potentially up to or above $100,000, and all it's cost us is gasoline.
Wow.
Stop it.
And who's doing that? Volunteers or a company or
Volunteers.
really?
Yep. And we've had some the tractor use has been donated, the machine use has been donated, and we've had volunteers running them, and they're doing a great job. And it's I don't know, like I was almost speechless. I saw them and I was like, you guys did all this just in your free time.
Wow.
The one guy told me that his wife was getting ready to buy him a cot so he could just stay down there because of all the work he's done down there this year.
That's funny.
Same guy that organized getting the pavilion built.
Wow.
Same two guys that have really pushed back the brush along the sides to make sure that the trail is open and that it's easier to mow and keep the ticks back and things like that.
Awesome. So if
they're incredible.
If your organization didn't exist, for clarity for everyone, who would take care of the rest of the trail, or would it just be gone? Would it not be maintained?
I don't know. It's I believe, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe if our organization ever folded for some reason, that it would revert to Yates County.
Okay.
But I don't know. I would like to think that they would probably find a way to keep it open and maintain it, because they have given us a lot of support, especially from the county legislature, in the form of grants in some circumstances and other things. And so I'd like to think that they're doing that because they recognize the value of it. And there's no other reason that they've given us the support that they've given us, is that they recognize the value in it. And I think that they'd find some way, whether it's forming a new organization or them trying to get the municipalities to do it, or I don't know.
Gotcha.
But what I do know is that nobody could do it the way that our organization has done it, not just because of the work of our volunteers, because we've got great volunteers, but because the volunteers that we have get more volunteers.
Right.
When we started doing this is such a small piece of it, but when we started really doing great events on the trail and bringing in different things for people to do outside of just going for a hike or bike, it brought in a lot of volunteers. They all wanted to work with us. So, oh yeah, how can we help? And the thing that's been huge is our maintenance crew, because all the stuff that you see when you go down there, that's them. Obviously, just people will go down there and pick up trash because they want to, or they'll help with one-off projects, and those are really important, because that's how improvements get made, is when we get those one-off projects done, like when we got the pavilion built, brand new pavilion that's beautiful, by the way. And we got this when you go down to the Cascade waterfall, the second one down where all the old buildings and stuff have been, 3 months from now, next year, that is going to be a very different scene from what it has been up until this year. And it's going to be a really beautiful place for families to go.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
They're going to keep the buildings, right? Like, are they just going to get rid of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what the plan is what will remain is the maintenance building, which is the first white building on the left when you come in. We'll have there's a brown building that'll probably still be there that is just kind of some storage. And then there's like a barn that we used to use for our maintenance building that will probably more be moved toward supporting the events that we have in the pavilion that's attached to it. And everything else will be gone. And a lot of people aren't happy about that because they have sentimental value,
Right.
but sentimental value is outweighed by the safety concerns, and those
Right.
buildings have become very hazardous, and so removing that hazard is going to protect us, it's going to protect our patrons, and it's going to make sure that everybody can continue to enjoy it down there.
That makes sense. I feel like that happens a lot here, though, too, when something historic or something that has some sort of meaning to everyone. It takes a while for people to warm up to that. But do you remember, was it called the trestle that was in front of the wine bar that went over the outlet? That upset a lot of people when they removed it. But now it's like, who remembers it?
I remember it, but
we do, but we got to move forward on.
It's okay.
Items. Yeah. It's okay. Let's just keep going. You have to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Have we talked about the newest Cuomo incident yet, or no? No.
No.
All right, Jesse, go.
It's a store. It's a store. All I have to say about it is that two things. One is there's no words even for how stupid it is to think that that'll make a difference. And I know everybody makes fun of it, like, oh, look, there's a French fry next to my drink, so now I'm immune. That's not what he's trying to do. I get what he's trying to do.
Right.
But it's not going to work. Just like most of the other things that are controls on our life that are put in place to try to protect us from things, is they don't work. And we're going to talk about it. Somebody else is going to talk about it. 3 days from now, he's going to have another order saying that it has to be greater than $10 or something. And it's, it has to be an actual meal.
Right.
And everything's going to change again.
I think the SLA did bring that up, though.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's going to think through it and say, oh, well, we've got to really make sure that they're not skirting this but my way that I would like to see everybody, if you're a bar owner or a restaurant owner, please put a cup of bacon on your menu. That's all I want is I want to have my whiskey or my beer, and I want it with a cup of bacon. And I would buy that whether there was a law or not.
I need bacon.
Because it's a good idea.
I like bacon.
Listen, we're doing a awesome BLT next weekend. The craziest BLT you've ever seen in your life. So you can just rip everything off and eat the bacon, Phil, and you'll be happy. Next weekend. Yes,
I'm gonna have 3 pieces of bacon for $14.99.
Oh no! We're putting 8 pieces of bacon on each sandwich. This thing's gonna be like, bam! Yeah, you're getting your money's worth here. Yeah.
So I wanted to say thank you, Phil, for giving me the heads up on what the newest thing that Cuomo said, and it was more like another drive-by shooting. It seems like yet again, like, hey, here's what I have to say. Hold on, here's what I have to say, and runs away. And it's like you leave all of us like confused, frustrated, angry, and it's like what? It's like one thing after another. We should be used to this by now. And then the next day later, the SLA is like, okay, this is a little bit more what needs to be said, but to back it up. So it's like, so if I serve soup, that covers it. I'm still like baffled by what I'm really supposed to do. But that day, because you said it was due that day, right? Or it's implemented that day.
Yeah, it was like the next day.
Like it's implemented Friday, but that's what it sounded like. Cuomo said it's effective now.
Yeah.
So
like,
it's now,
hey, figure it out.
But now it's our responsibility to explain to customers. I'm like, so Governor Cuomo said this is the newest thing, so you can't just be here for a drink. And the Healy's came in, and Catherine was like, because Catherine loves Cuomo, she just starts laughing because she thinks it's a joke. And Mike's like, no, this is a real thing. So I'm like, so do you guys want to order the bread and spread? And Michael's like, yes, of course we'll order. And Catherine's like, I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat your bread.
Look at it then, because if I walk in and you make me order freaking bread, I'm just gonna look at it.
I know you're going to look at it. I need to have more meat options. So this is where the confusion comes into play still.
Bacon wrapped steak, bacon wrapped scallops, bacon with bacon. But I'll tell you what, you get those things on a skewer and you make up that blue cheese butter sauce to dip them in.
Yeah.
People will come there specifically for that.
So Jesse, how have you interpreted the newest and craziest Cuomo situation?
So I knew everyone really swing and missed with those like Cuomo chips. I knew they weren't going to count.
Of course not.
They don't count.
No, they don't. No. Through the SLA says those don't count.
So it has to be
So what
it has to be is it has to be something. So you're getting real into like a lot of the legal jargon, I guess, of the SLA, but it has to fit the scope of your business and your existing menu, which you sell to people.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said soups, sandwiches, or finger food. And finger food sounds like chips, right? But it's not. They're talking like appetizers, like mozzarella sticks,
so it has to be prepared.
Chicken wings. Yeah. And
can I get a mozzarella stick?
But French fries does count. So, and I wonder if it's because they're fried and everything. So I called the SLA to make sure. I'm like, does French fries count? Like, yeah. Sure, that works.
Would your chips count since yours are handmade?
Well, that's what I asked. We cut them and fry them, and they said
those are yum.
That chips do not count. No.
What if there's a dip with it?
That's what I wonder, because we do 3 dipping sauces with it.
How many people do nachos?
Right.
I think nachos, it's different though.
Yeah. It's crazy. So
if I come there, will you sell me a cup of bacon?
Sure, yeah. When we're doing our BLT, I'll sell you an entire cup of bacon, man. The whole thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Phil got me on the meat diet, Jesse.
Are you doing it?
I'm doing it again.
Still doing it?
It's day 5, I think, day 4. But I'm not doing the processed meat. I'm actually doing meat. So like Friday, I had I acted like a child because I needed the fatty meat, and it was really like draining me, and I was acting really just like a child. I did the lower lip thing. I've been doing that a lot more lately. But yeah, no, I feel good though. I feel better. I don't. It's
amazing, isn't it?
It's kind of a weird thing, but yeah, I've been drinking more water. But the first time I tried to attempt it, I ate a lot of processed meat and cheese, and that's not the way to do it. So I'm doing it, I think I'm going to get bored with it though. That's my concern.
What you'll find is that food will be less of a part of your life.
It has.
As much as it's important, and as much as it's like you have to have the right things for fuel.
Right.
It becomes less of a thing to keep you entertained. Yeah. Which is what food is for a lot of people, is entertainment.
Well, we were on the boat yesterday and everyone's eating chips, and I'm looking at the chips and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't need the chips, right?
Yep.
Right? I do love Jesse's chips though, so I haven't made it down there, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna make it down there. I have to.
That's right. We're both busy. Very busy.
Yeah, talk to me about it.
But this week, diet.
The meat, I'm attempting it though. I'm doing it.
There you go.
I'm proud of you.
Trying it.
You're gonna get 3 weeks in, and you're gonna be like, I can't go back now. I feel too good.
I'm gonna be shocked if I could make it in 3 weeks. I'll be shocked.
Really?
So you got it. You just it's like
I have faith in you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There was a reason why.
Positive attitude.
Well, exactly. There's a reason why I wanted to do it. It's more of like my energy level, because I remember Phil kept saying his energy level was pretty high, and lately I've just been so sluggish, and I just felt like I wasn't with it at all. So I'm like, it's got to be all these carbs and everything. And whenever I was stressed out, I'd always eat chocolate at work, because at work, my day job, I was always so stressed out, and I'm like, I can't keep eating all these candy bars. Like, this isn't healthy at all. So tuna fish, egg salad.
So do you have more energy now?
I do. Actually, I'm doing pretty good. I have to fuel, though. I have to eat. I have to snack. That's what I'm doing more. I'm snacking.
You got to have fat.
I understand the fattiness, the need for the fat.
You didn't get it at first, but now you get it.
Dude, if you saw me Friday, I was just so mad and angry at the whole world until I had that hamburger and I sat at the table and I just let it do its thing. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, I'm so much better now. It was really weird.
So good.
So
weird. Anytime you don't feel good, try water or salt or meat. It's going to be one of those 3 things.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye
feels different.
Get him. We want him dead. Hawkeye, get him.
I don't know what he's going nuts about.
That's what I tell my dog all the time. Kill him, get him, and he's a coward.
Nobody will ever sneak up on me. Nobody will ever sneak up on me.
No, ever again. But I think I think the Cuomo thing is it's just something to get used to. I get it. But the thing is, what bothers me the most, it sounds like it was more of a New York City situation. But I know from my bar, it wasn't like that. That's why it's like you have to penalize all of us for this. I think we're doing a pretty good job out here.
It's another swing and a miss.
And that's what it's like to be a gun owner.
Okay. Yeah. I guess
that's how it feels to be a gun owner. Is every time some dumb person does something stupid, everybody gets penalized.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what Cuomo was trying to do. Like, just going from I know what he was trying to do. So, you ever been to New York City and been in a bar past 11 o'clock at night? I mean,
oh yeah,
everyone's on top
3
of
weeks
each
ago.
other. You know, and so what it is he thinks if you go to dinner, have a meal with your wife or family, you have a drink, and then you leave, that it solves the problem. Here, that's not the issue. The issue is put a time cap on people. I've been saying this. Like, if you don't want people to be out all night hammered, like, why not say, like, okay, 10, 11 o'clock at night, bars shut down?
Is that what's happening in Penn Inn now? Because we close at 10.
That's what everyone else is kind of doing. We're all slowly gravitating toward that because we don't want a crowd in there at 1 o'clock in the morning because, you can't control a group of absolutely hammered people at 1 o'clock in the morning. You're not going to win because they're going to get upset. You're going to spend more time fighting with them than anything else. So this is where he missed. If I was him, which obviously he probably knows more than I do, but I would say 10 o'clock at night, everyone's done. There you go. It just takes care of it. That means everyone can do business as is and stay going until 10 o'clock at night. And everyone has a chance to go out. It's not like he's saying like you can't go out, but I think it's the best way to go about it. It's what I would do. And it doesn't feel like you have to stop businesses from doing what they were doing as much as this does now, because now you're really hindering cocktail bars, breweries who have, think about climbing vines. They don't have anywhere for people to like sit like that. Now I'm sure Chris has to get people to go to tables and get their beer. It's got to be a mess for everyone. So
my question though is, breweries that don't, or wineries that don't have kitchens, they're not affected by this, correct?
No, they are. Everyone is.
Everyone is.
Everybody, yeah.
I was kind of confused by that too.
Yeah, everyone has to come up with some sort of food.
But I think for them, maybe they don't have to sell. It doesn't have to be as crazy as what yours does.
Right. I think they can get away with like chips, like
they
bag
could have
chips,
the chips or crackers,
jerky. I saw one brewery that with every beer came a different beef stick. It was pretty funny. Like this beef stick with this beer, this beef stick with this beer, like different flavored beef sticks. It was such a good idea. It was
Where
funny.
was this?
I don't know. It's somewhere up in the Adirondacks.
Oh, so far away.
I just came up with a great idea. My good friend who owns the infamous Welsh Cookie Company could make a killing off of this situation because he typically sells cookies by the dozen and they go really well with beer.
Yeah.
But he also does what's called a snack bag. We get 2 cookies. And you could sell those for $1. And you could pair them with the beers or with the wines. He could sell them to all the wineries and breweries.
Yeah, why not?
Has he pitched it to anybody yet?
In the past he has. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since all this started. I don't think anybody's pitched anything to anybody. It's just they haven't had a chance yet.
We got you a side job, Phil.
What's that?
You can start going around pushing Welsh cookies on everybody.
I already do that. I'll show up to if I walk into your place of business wearing a kilt, just
whatever you're selling, I'm taking.
I can't promise you won't be harassed by my father, Phil. There's no. They'll both jump on Phil. They'll be like, "What the hell are you doing, Phil?"
That's okay because I have good luck when I'm wearing a kilt. Things go my way.
My mom misses Phil.
I think we all miss Phil.
My mom asks about Phil more than I ask about Phil. She'll
really?
Like, so how's Phil doing? I'm like, I think he's fine, Ma. He's
Well,
doing
at least
good. She's
somebody
like,
cares.
well, he never comes and sees us anymore. I'm like, well, he's quarantined, and she's like, he's got COVID. I'm like, yeah, Ma, he's got COVID. He's quarantined.
It's making
She
me
She's
laugh.
like all worried. She's all worried about Phil. So
Okay.
We're all
I'll
worried.
tell her I'll come visit soon. Maybe exceedingly soon.
yeah, I will let her know. So can we transition into talking about how close we are to all being live doing this downstairs? Because I feel
Yeah, I'd
feel
like to know how close we are. How close are we?
I feel like if we really all jump on this, we could be doing it by August if everyone wanted to.
Couple
I
weeks.
know. Listen, we can all stay spread out, and I have a girlfriend who's an RN that can probably steal some COVID tests for us. We
I've
could.
already been tested. I'm clean.
I mean, we can all check to make sure we're safe to be around each other if we have to. So, yeah.
I think we're good.
We'll get tested before each podcast, just like on Joe Rogan.
Be like Joe Rogan, man. We'll all
Is that
just
what he
get
does?
tested quick. Yeah.
He has
We'll
his
have-
guest. Every guest gets tested before they come in.
Oh, I guess
we'll have-
every guest.
We'll have Mary do the test. It'll be official. We're ready. So
Awesome.
game on. Check our temperature. She'll throw a thing on our forehead like that.
Well, as long as we're sitting down, it's okay,
Oh, do we have to eat and drink too?
right?
Yeah,
I don't
we
know. Do
can't
we have
drink
to-
without
we have to
food.
order
You
think
better
we'll have
order
to have
food.
Well, just to be, because we just want to protect your,
Yeah. So
I don't.
if you guys,
but that's not included, right? So that's a private area, isn't it?
it's still on my liquor license, so maybe.
Oh, we got to be careful.
Is,
We got to be careful.
This is the one in Penny Inn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal, but we can make it all work.
Well, I
Anyway,
don't want
so-
to be on video not following rules and then have you get in trouble.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
nobody
We'll
wants.
follow all. We'll follow all the rules.
All of them.
We're good. Yeah.
We'll be sitting down.
All I have to do is put a door up, and it's no longer on my liquor license. If I just put a door there, it's a private room.
So I need.
it's like-
So here's the thing: if anybody is an expert in audio or video equipment, the thing that we need is a mixer board that can be a computer interface to bring the audio, so we can plug all of our microphones into the same one, so that there's not a lag when we're sitting in the same room with each other.
Okay.
And then just something to have multiple video screens there. So whether it's just bringing more than one laptop, where I was actually looking at, there's a phone, there's a cell phone that I can get for like $89 that actually has a really nice camera on it. I was thinking about trying that and just streaming through, get a couple of those and mount those so they're pointing different directions.
What about the camera you found? Remember that one that had like different angles?
That was really cool. But the thing with that is, once you figure in the cost of the camera, if it was just the cost of the camera, we could probably do it. But once you get the cost of the camera, you get the cost of the audio mixer, and then you get the cost of the subscription that you have to have is what kills you. Because in order to make, so in order to make that work, you have to use Vimeo, and you have to have like a paid Vimeo account. Okay. So like, I don't want to pay annually for that when I think actually the software we're using right now works pretty well.
StreamYard, you mean? So
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm thinking continue to use StreamYard and stream it out. I'm looking into some other software possibilities as well, but I think this might be our best option, is just to keep doing it like this, except actually be in the same room together. And like I said, we'll have to, we could try it if we had multiple laptops. We could try just having multiple laptops and each one is plugged into a microphone. That could be a way to do it. But and that would save us having to buy an audio mixer. But I think there might be lag time then. It might not.
And I'm also concerned with other people's mics picking up.
Yeah, there'd be echoing. Yeah, echoing and stuff like that.
We have to really, we got some work to do, but we're close. I feel like if we want to get down there and do it in August, we just need the equipment. We'll be live. We'll be ready.
I'm fired up.
We got to get, is Jamie watching today? Is he Is he on?
Jamie.
He's usually-
Where's Sisson?
No, Jamie would raise his hand if he was here. He'd let us know he was here.
Yeah. No Jamie today. Okay. I'm gonna say we got to bring Jamie and Jenny since they were like the first people on our podcast. We got to get them down there.
Oh,
That would be
they're a lot
great.
of, they've been going through a lot of things too. So yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really heard a ton from him, so I'm gonna have to get updated on that.
Yeah.
Do we have a good viewer count or people? We got some people watching.
A few people filtering in and out. I'm not sure how many people total, but we'll.
Did we talk about the boat fire yet?
No. What boat fire?
So I'm part of this group text with like the Peases, Bailey, Ray, and Chris, and they took pictures of the boat. There was a boat fire. I'll send them to you.
Yeah,
and
Cuca Lake.
On Cuba?
Yeah, it was on Cuca. But the people who own the boat, they were on their way to pick up Mr. Pease, Tim Pease.
Oh.
But they didn't yet. But it was the pictures are so scary. I'll send them over to you, Phil.
No way.
That's pretty wild.
How are you?
That's super scary.
How are you sending them?
I'm gonna send them to you text message.
Email.
I can do email. Wait.
Because then he can bring it up on the podcast.
And I can actually show them. Yeah.
Okay, let me pull that up.
Listen, Jamie, send it to Jamie's iCloud.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. So they were like cruising along, and all of a sudden the boat caught fire. Do we have any information about this? What really happened?
It was on. Yeah, it was on I Love Cuca Lake website. It was all over it.
Wow.
Yeah, they couldn't find the people at first, and they're like, so we don't know who the people are that's boat's on fire, but it's probably an issue, so let us know what's going on here. Yeah.
And we can't even blame Mr. Pease because he wasn't on the boat yet.
It could have been a lot bigger if Mr. Pease was on there.
I'll tell you, no boats caught on fire until Cuomo came up with this stupid law. So
Stop
I
it.
don't have to do with the law. So.
Stop it.
None of this happened while Harambe was alive. There wasn't any coronavirus when Harambe was alive.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Do you remember Harambe?
No, I don't know who that is.
It's a gorilla. Right?
It was that gorilla that they shot. Are you emailing these to me, or are you just
trying to get it to you?
I just got it on my text.
Just relax.
I feel like you two need to just have a good fight and get your anger out.
I have no anger.
What do you mean?
Phil.
Like, just
like
one of those.
disgusting.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think it's like a brother sisterly thing.
Yeah, I know that's what it is. Yeah, you guys haven't had a good argument in a while.
We don't.
I don't think we really argue.
Really? You two are like so close. I would think like you'd like brother sister close. Like I would think like you guys would.
He'll like tell me the truth about something, and then I cry about it, and I internalize it, and I think about it, and then I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, bud. You're absolutely right."
I'm sorry to lay down the truth like that.
No, but friends do that though. I think good friends, and that's really hard to do with other people, is tell the people the truth about something because it's super uncomfortable. But you have no problem being uncomfortable, so it makes it. I mean, it makes it work, right?
That's how I go for my life.
He makes me cry too. Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah.
All right, now let me see how I do this. I hope nobody can see.
There's that picture.
Can I?
You should be able to
make that bigger. That's as big as I can make it.
You can't double click it or right click it.
I don't know.
Phil, I also sent you over the article from Finger Lakes News.
Make it bigger.
It says two men were able. There we go. It says two men were able to escape a boat fire on Cuca Lake Saturday afternoon. Deputies say they found the 19.5-foot boat fully engulfed in the waters of East Bluff Drive in Jerusalem just after noon. The boat's owners told deputies he was trying to restart the stalled boat, and when a possible fuel leak ignited it.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
That's crazy. No. Now we're going to get demonetized because you read that without paraphrasing.
Oh, yeah. I said this is Finger Lakes News. Finger Lakes News.
Demonetized.
Yeah, now they know that now they know who we stole it from.
I don't take any credit for the pictures. I take no credit for the article. I take no credit whatsoever. Just sharing it.
We never take credit.
Ever.
Wow.
There's
So
no
and
credit.
what was the other thing you sent me?
That was the article from Finger Lakes News, is what I just read.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I won't pull that up then. Cool. Well,
How scary is that,
that
though?
sucks.
So,
There we go.
boat safety.
Boater safety is very
Boater
important.
safety.
I would say there's
Make sure you have a flare.
nowhere better to be near a fire than on the lake. I think you're safe. You're pretty good on the lake if your boat's on fire. As long as you can swim, you should be okay.
Life jackets. They
Unless
did have their
your
life
fuel
jackets.
leaks- unless your fuel leaks out onto the surface of the water and then that catches fire and then it spreads.
Yeah.
Or if like something flies off and hits you and then you could drown like at a fire. That would be weird.
Yeah, but
Right.
yeah. If I'm just saying, I'm not going down by a fire on the lake. If I do, I'm just. It's over.
Oh, then somebody made an
That's
inappropriate
not
comment.
the death I
You got
think.
Darwin.
Did you see Jesse? Did you see the inappropriate comment on I Heart
No.
Cuca Lake? Some
What'd they
guy
say?
said, "Oh, they must be rioting on the lake now." I'm like,
Oh no!
Dude,
Oh,
no.
Well, we
Not
did a
good.
good job up until now of avoiding the riot topic.
It's all over now. Here we
And
go.
now it's on Cuca Lake.
And just to let you know that the boat was a total loss, just in case anybody was wondering.
Oh,
Nice.
they couldn't just brush it off and have another go.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
I would have just flipped the boat over and put it out.
Just gonna flip the boat. So that's good because like whenever we hop on like Kevin's parents' boat, they always put the blower on to get all the fumes out. And I also see that they have their fire extinguisher, but I don't know at that point if it would have mattered. But boater safety is really important. Saw the sheriff on the lake, so it was good.
Really?
Sheriff was on the lake.
You know, the interesting thing about Yates County and with the sheriffs being on the lake is that they have like 100+ miles of shoreline that is in Yates County and it's on 3 lakes. So it makes stuff kind of crazy for them.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, they have boat police just for that, right? They hire summer, and they're not even like actual.
Yeah, but
police.
they've only got so much. Like I don't know. I don't know how many boats they have. I think they're only on one lake at a time. I think that they go from one to the other if they're needed.
Really?
Maybe I'm just making that up.
They're on Cuca Lake all the time. Yeah, I always see them down there when I'm doing my code enforcement duties. So they're down there all the time. I think they have like 2 per lake, like for Seneca and Cuca. I don't know about what's the other lake we're talking about in Yates County.
Canandaigua.
No, Canandaigua was Ontario.
Yeah, but it's also Yates.
But it's patrolled by Ontario. I think Ontario
Oh.
does all of Canandaigua.
Do they?
So
I thought that Yates had some involvement with that too. I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
think so. Yeah, it's like
Maybe
Yates County
outdoors.
doesn't really patrol most of Seneca. Seneca, a lot of it's done by either Ontario County at the tip, or then you have Schuyler County at the other. But I guess if there's something by like the Showboat or Plum Point or something like that, maybe Yates County would come down. But
I love the Showboat. I haven't been there yet this year.
I think when there's an emergency, they help. Anybody.
Yeah, I imagine.
We're open on Sundays now at the Water Street Wine Bar
Water Street Wine Bar now open on Sundays.
from 10 to 2.
Now open on Sundays. Oh,
Yeah.
Are you? So it's like brunch.
It's brunch time. So we picked up this new wine that we can do margaritas out of. So I'm still within my liquor license. Super tasty. And we also picked up the new Game Noir from Sheldrake, which is probably the best. Jesse, I think you might have it there at your place too.
No.
It's awesome. It's an awesome red for the summer. It's super delicious. Phil, I think you might enjoy it.
Who's it from?
Sheldrake. Oh, it's super good.
I'll give it a try.
Let's meet at the wine bar, Phil.
There's going to be meat at the wine bar?
No, let's meet up today at the wine bar.
Okay.
From 10 to 2. On Sundays.
I got to go get Ruth after our podcast.
Ruthless.
Are you going to bring Ruth?
Yeah, it'll be me and Ruth.
Perfect.
Oh. We'll go there and have a drink and order something that you don't want to eat. I'll eat it.
Get a cheese. We'll get a charcuterie.
The charcuterie
There
board.
you go.
Charcuterie
Yeah.
board.
That'll be cool. So I had a cool plan for when we do Sundays. So I was thinking when we do it in live in person, we should all try to, I know Marianne, you have your daughter, so sometimes it's hard for you.
Right.
But we should all try to like clear a schedule and go do something after the podcast together. Go somewhere new, maybe an experience to kind of talk about on the next podcast.
Okay.
Just be
I
fun.
love this. Do you have an
Take
idea
a
in
little time
mind,
together.
Jesse?
Like go to new businesses, go to breweries, or go to like new farm markets or cheese places. I mean, just anything. It'd be fun to like go somewhere we've never been all together, talk about our experience. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but I thought it'd be fun to
I think it's a good idea.
do that and then get some, maybe even say who we are. We have a podcast. Obviously, we own businesses, but we're just doing this to kind of. Yeah. No, seriously. I think. I mean, it would be fun.
I love that idea.
Yeah. I
I
think people would like, just getting their name recognized, thrown out there. So
Jesse, since you were the first person to bring it up, I think you should pick the first place.
Barrington Distillers.
Haven't been there in a while.
Done.
Maybe we should have, before we get going, no, that'll be tough.
What?
Maybe we should do a segment from the distillery, and instead of doing it this way, we can actually just video it, and it won't be live, and then we can play it.
Yeah. However, that would be fun. We should do it while I'm running liquor, and we all sit around the table, and I force you guys to take shots of 180 proof liquor. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marianne's out. She does not want to do this.
I can't do that. I can't do any of that.
Oh, that would be fun. We should definitely do that.
I'm trying to learn more about bourbon though, so that's probably my new thing. Is to enjoy, learn more about bourbon, taste the bourbon. So that's my newest thing on my list.
I mean, there's lots. I mean, that's something else we could do. I mean, I'm sure people just want to be entertained. We could do like bourbon tastings. We could do that. Like
between the two of you,
like-
everyone's entertained.
Like on the podcast, like live podcast, we just bring in a couple bourbons, local, maybe some out, and just try them, see what we think. Just entertain the folks. That's what I'm here for, people. I'm here to entertain you.
Anytime, especially if what I'd really like is if some of our guests, when we have guests come on, that they can bring their thing and we can sample it while we're chatting about it.
Oh, I nominate Crooked Tusker too.
Yeah, get Carlton on. Oh, can you imagine Carlton on a podcast?
I love Carlton.
He would kill a podcast. He
Love
would do so
Carlton.
well.
He's a good guy.
That man was meant to be like put on TV or something. I'm telling you, he's the man.
He's fantastic.
Cool.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. We got to get we got to really push this. We got to get this building back up to where we had it. At one point, we were killing it. We were.
Yeah. Well, we'll be
rocking
doing it again.
I
think people are outside right now. People are outside today.
Yeah.
We got a few people that have been able to stop and watch for some of it, and I know we do get a good amount of people that are watching it after the fact too. So
do we?
Yeah. I mean, everybody doesn't watch it live, but some people will see it and watch it later. So
do we talk about how bubble tea is now at the Candy Emporium?
I don't eat any of those things, but I did see a picture of it and it looked really cool.
Our viewers, especially those who have kids, might really like that idea.
Is it a kid thing? I've never actually tried it. Is it a kid thing?
I can't drink it. You and I can't drink it right now, but it's super tasty and it's refreshing and it's better than drinking the other random stuff that we put in our bodies right now. So
what are the bubbles made out of?
Right. There we go. That's
I don't know too much about it to speak about it, but I know it's a great addition to Candy Emporium right there in Penn Yan.
I wonder what Stacy's doing right now.
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Stacy, and I mean, what he's done there and the way he keeps trying to like bring new things in, he's a good guy. And just I try to support his business in general, but when I first opened and I was having problems with a cook, this guy comes to me and says, I'll cook and help you out if you need help. And I'm like, dude, you're like busy. You have a job and then you have this place. And he's like, yeah, but you know what? If you need help, I can come in and help you out. So ever since that day, I'm like, you know what? Support. I don't like candy. I don't eat candy, but I like going there and just buy candy for my girlfriend. Just like, here. She's like, what's this for? I'm like, I don't know. Just because I wanted to give them some money, I guess, It's one of those places. And it is so cool. If I had children, like that would be such a fun place to bring your kid and be like, all right, you got $20, go crazy. It would be, I'm sure.
But adults love the bubble tea too.
When I was a kid, I got $1.
Yeah, well now $1 can't even get you a lollipop, man.
For $1. Here was the thing that I loved to do when I was a kid. I'd ask my dad, could I have $1? And he'd give me $1, and I'd get on my bike and I'd ride across town. It was a small town, you're allowed to do that. And I'd ride across town and I'd go to this place that just closed last year called Beaver's Pharmacy. And in Beaver's Pharmacy, there was a counter, and it was all these like baskets of candy. And you could, I want 7 of those. I want 4 green Tootsie Rolls. I want 3 of the purple Swedish fish. And I'd get 100 pieces of candy.
Oh, of course.
For $1?
For $1, yeah, it was penny candy. It was literally penny candy, and it was actually cost you $1. And it was awesome. And it was like you give one of those little paper bags just packed with candy, and I just like, why do you think that I've got bad teeth?
Do you?
Your teeth don't look bad to me. They look.
I've seen
nice
worse
teeth.
teeth.
You can only see the front ones.
Yeah, I don't know. When we're at the wine bar, I'll like open your mouth, like take a look real quick.
Like a horse.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, there it is, Phil. That's the bad tooth.
That's the bad one. Where'd that one go?
We'll let Ruth do it. Ruth can.
She's got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I told Ruth she should be the bartender for our live podcast.
Oh yeah.
I was like, Ruth, you got to make the drinks. She's
like,
like,
eye candy. I get it.
Yeah. She
is a beautiful woman. She is a very beautiful woman.
She's the hardest working person I've ever, besides probably my father, ever been around. That girl, like
one of the nicest.
Is crazy.
Nicest too.
Well, you don't get the nickname Ruthless if you're nice. So, I mean, maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Well, we better get off of here so we can start planning our afternoons. But thanks for everybody that stopped by. Make sure that you like it, you share it. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe because we need subscribers. Because we're never going to get any kind of funding if we don't get subscribers. That's how we can make this bigger and reach more people and make it really cooler. Okay. So thanks for tuning in today.
Awesome. Everyone have a good Sunday.
Peace.
For you.
And